thinking, we must be strategic about it. Strategic thinking. So today is part 3. We should be ending it today or tomorrow, of course. And today is 4th of 12th, 2025. Okay? The month is telling us I'm shaking strategic goals and smart goals. Strategic goals. What is strategic goals? And what is versus smart goals? If somebody said I'm smart, I'm setting my smart goals, what does it mean? So we're discussing that I think today. So you know the difference, I know the one you're actually applying it at the time or you want improvement. So we have outlines here for entrepreneurs. It's a course, it's a training. So it comes with outlines for entrepreneurs to get better. So the first one we have to look at is strategy. We look at the word strategy and we need to look at strategic thinking. Strategic thinking. Strategic things you can apply in your economic life, your emotional life, your spiritual life. So looking at strategic goals and strategic goals versus strategic smart goals. Okay, so and then we look at life on levels. Life on levels. Okay, and let's find out more. So okay, so I will do revision for those who are just joining us today. This is our revision. So we started defining the word strategy. So there's so many definitions about strategy, but one or two resonated with me. And I asked us to write it down when we were doing it. That strategy is a method. From number one, it must be a method or a plan, choosing to bring out a desired future, such as achieving a goal or solution to a problem. So once you have a method, step-by-step process, a plan to achieve something, that means you are already you have a strategy. So it's the art and science of planning and marshalling resources for the most efficient and efficient use. The term strategy is derived from a military word used by generals. Most likely, it is a job description and a role to be strategic, to win every battles, every war on the paper before they embark on physically on it. So we define strategy as a system of finding, formulating, and developing a doctrine that will ensure long-term success if followed faithfully. So we discussed so much that the job description of a general, of course, is to sit down to plan, find a way, find a method for a desired success, future outcome of victory. So the wars we see are not won by the size of an army or by the arsenal of weapons, but it's won by the quality of the strategy. So if you are strategic about what you do, you always win. So strategy win battles and war, not strength. So formulating a doctrine, you must learn from your experience and the experience of others. You must actually find out what is valuable to you and what is your highest goals in life. So how can you achieve these highest goals without violating your highest value? So of course, value is something that is important to you, precious and useful to you. Success is achieving your goals without violating your values. So achieving success in a particular way that it will not rob you of your relationship with God, with yourself, with your family, with your friends, with your neighbor, while protecting your integrity and of course uphold your values. So we discussed so much about what strategy involves. So we said that strategy involves just 4 things. If somebody says I'm strategic about something, they must have an outcome in mind. They must have kind of a result. They must have some goals, some visions, something bigger, a bigger picture about his health, about his future, about him. So he must have something he's looking up to. So it must involve targeting, planning, and timing. It must involve targeting, timing, and planning. So it must involve planning. It must involve targeting, not just to waste your energy and resources, and it must also involve timing. So at what time, and where we are going to do. We start by talking about it must have a bigger outcome. So strategies start with a desired outcome. So the clearer and more defined the outcome, the more likely you will achieve it. So if your outcome is not clear, it's not well defined, how can you achieve what you are not aware of? So start with a bigger vision, start with a bigger picture, start with your imagination. So use your imagination to imagine what life could be for you, what life would be for you spiritually, financially, emotionally, maritally, economically, socially. So you want to sit down, use your imagination to see clearly a future, describe it on the paper clearly where you are and what you want to really achieve. So with that bigger outcome, because whatever you see that make you act the way you act is very, very important, because that will lead to actually make a plan, which is specific steps to achieve that sequential, specific steps that you need to achieve that your goal, that is sequentially arranged, of course, to secure that outcome, to achieve it. So if you are thinking strategically, you must have a plan, of course, to realize a future outcome. So if you don't have a plan, you are not being strategic about it. Then you must target. So we talk about target that is the kingpin. There's this particular ball they normally roll, about 12 of them, and one of them will be in front. They call it the kingpin. So if you hit that one, most likely you're going to hit down the remaining one. So not just to waste your energy, not just to consume your focus and your energy, your focus, and just to focus on this particular thing. That once you can achieve it, other things will likely be met. So also the timing, at the right time, at the right place, you will actually apply it, because sometimes wisdom is knowing what to say, when to say it, where to say it, and the time to say it. So not just I know what to say, just open your mouth. No, coming down and know what to do. So that is also number 2 outline, strategic thinking. So we start talking about strategic thinking. So what you strategic thinking is getting on top of your circumstance situation, developing a doctrine, a method, formulating a plan that will help you achieve to move from where you ought to be, from where you are to where you ought to be. So we discussed yesterday by telling us that wars are made of small battles, and the key to achieving them is to know the battles to fight. So you don't end up wasting your time and energy on battles that doesn't really matter. So we actually defined that yesterday, that the enemy is the master of distractions. So you always make sure you consume your energy and your time with small battles, whereas the bigger war will still be there. So your war is made up of many battles. The key is decoding which one is worth fighting for. So it's not all the battles in the fight. Your war is the fight. Your war is the fight for your life. Like, okay, no, I have not gotten there yet, so I will do that today. So we mentioned 4 things yesterday about strategic thinking. You need to know about the battles. Number 1, you need to know the battles you need to fight. You need to know the wars you need to fight, of course. And then this thing has to do with energy and timing. Energy and time. So you don't go waste your energy and time on battles whereby you're not supposed to fight those kind of battles. So the last statement I mentioned yesterday was that you have consumed. Who can help me? The last statement I mentioned yesterday. Who can read it for me? Add it up. Don't worry. Let's just start from sorry. I said the devil is the master of distraction, right? Okay, no problem. Let's start from here. Okay, let's write this one. Your war is a fight for your life, livelihood, and legacy. When you say I have a war, your war is a fight for your life. Your war is a fight for your life. Your war is a fight for your life, livelihood, okay, and legacy. So the only fight you fight is a fight that affects your life, your livelihood, and your legacy. If it's not affecting your life, your livelihood, and legacy, they don't need to fight. It doesn't worth fighting for. So your war is a fight for your life, your livelihood, and your legacy. So everything is a distraction. Everything that all small battles, because you can see real battle and lose the war. And if the battle was a distraction, that is it. Because the enemy is a master of distraction. So they always come with small battles, things that doesn't affect your life, affect your livelihood, affect your legacy, just to distract you, just to waste your time and consume your energy. So write it down. Anything that does not impact or improve your life, livelihood, and legacy is not worth fighting for. Anything that does not impact your life, livelihood, and legacy does not worth fighting for. Anything that does not improve your life, your legacy, and your livelihood is not worth fighting for. Because the enemy will invite you to small fights. Those small fights is called battles. These things are not anything that does not improve and impact your life, livelihood, and legacy is not worth fighting for. Don't give it attention. Because if you give attention, you consume your energy and your time. That's what it means. So anything that does not impact and improve your life, livelihood, and legacy is not worth fighting for. So you cannot tell me you are strategic in your thinking and you are spending your time, your energy, your focus on things that does not improve your life, your livelihood, and legacy. It's not worth fighting for. So I'll show you 4 things that when somebody say, I'm strategically thinking, what you should focus on that will actually improve your life, your livelihood, and legacy. So, uh, um, okay, so the enemy always specializes in inviting you to battles that will consume your energy and your time. So what you're going to do, you have to find a way to redeem back the time. So that you know like this, your time must be redeemed. Your time must be redeemed because your time is a universal currency. Because time is a universal currency. Your time must be redeemed because time is a universal currency. Your time must be redeemed because time is a universal currency. Your time must be redeemed because time is a universal currency. Full stop. Your time must be invested and not squandered or lost in distractions. So your time must be redeemed because time is a universal currency. So you need to redeem it so they can invest it. Your time must be redeemed because time is a universal currency. Full stop. Your time must be invested and not squandered, wasted, or lost in distractions. Your time must be invested. Your time must be invested in your life, your livelihood, and legacy, not squandered, wasted, or lost in distractions. So you should not be squandered, wasted, or lost in distractions. So I told you, when something says a currency, that thing must have the capacity, of course, to you can spend it, you can save it, you can invest it, and you can waste it. So once something can be saved, it can be spent, saved. No, I will come back and say your time must be redeemed because time is universal currency. You have written that one down, shall I? Full stop. Your time must be invested in your life, livelihood, and legacy, and not squandered, wasted, or lost in distractions. So your time must be redeemed because time is universal currency. Full stop. Time must be invested in your life, livelihood, and legacy, and not squandered, wasted, or lost in distraction. So I began to talk about currency. Anything called currency can be spent, saved, invested, and wasted. So naira can be saved, spent, saved, and invested. Dollar can be saved, spent, and wasted. Pounds can be spent, saved, invested, and of course wasted. So, but there's something called this thing you see, currency is must be agreed as a legal tender in a particular location, country, as a legal tender, as a means of exchange for goods or services. So in Naira, we have accepted Naira as Nigeria, we have accepted Naira as a legal tender. In US, we have accepted dollars as a legal tender. In UK, we have accepted pounds as a legal tender. If I want, I cannot go to UK and start spending Naira because it's not accepted there. I cannot go to US and start spending Naira, it's not accepted there. I cannot even go to Ghana and start spending Naira because they use Ghana cedis. So can you imagine this? So there are universal currency, and those universal currency is used to exchange for universal, that is intangible items. One of the currency is your time, one of the currency is your focus, one of the currency is your energy, one of the currency is your attention. All these things we see can be spent, saved, invest, and wasted. All of them. So if you don't understand how the infinite intelligence trade, you will not be able to trade at that level of course imagine of universal currency, the infinite intelligence, the universal laws. So anything the enemy understood that anything you put in your time, I always tell people that divided attention is divided energy. So once you divide your attention, you divide your energy. So you don't understand, so you easily get distracted. But when you're strategic, you're already thinking of the bigger picture. You already know your why. Why you want to do what you want to do. Why? Once you focus on your why, okay, forget about the rest. But you don't understand it, everything looks like where you're going to. Remember, when you don't know where you're going to, every junction looks like where you're going to because you don't know. So the first thing is to be aware. Because you're not aware, you actually not focus your energy. And that's very important. So let me just write 1 or 2 things there before I go to outline number 3, which is strategic goals and the smart goals. But I'm not going yet. Let me just give 1 or 2 statements to complete this one. And I want to look at about a little bit of energy, because this energy is very important to me in fighting battles and wars. Because some battles is not worth fighting for. If it's not a war, then why engage in it? Why engage in it? If you engage in distraction, in fact, it's one of the biggest strategy of an enemy to distract you, to consume your time and your energy. Write it down. Your energy can be wasted. Your energy can be wasted and consumed by bringing things that doesn't matter. Your energy can be wasted and consumed Your energy can be wasted and consumed. Your energy can be wasted and consumed by things that don't matter to your life, livelihood, and legacy. Your energy can be wasted and consumed by things that doesn't matter to your life, livelihood, and legacy. Your energy can be wasted and consumed by things that doesn't matter to your life, livelihood, and legacy. It doesn't matter. So why are you wasting time? Why are you burning time discussing things that doesn't put money in your pocket, doesn't improve your person, don't take it to your heaven? It doesn't matter. So you're supposed to sit down and be strategy about 2026. So you don't plan that year in that year, plan that year now. So as of yesterday, we already concluded our, in fact, it's not even yesterday, it's in the last 2 months. But finally, we have been doing some printing here and there. Yes, we have already concluded all our plan for next year. That is from day one till the year finished. Printed, I already shared it to leaders like last month. But this one now, we have done the updated of it just to change one, do comma, minus, typographical error. So imagine if you have already planned a blueprint for next year already clean. That is, we know where we are going financially, economically, well designed and planned from day one. And it's not something I enter that year and say, God, please, Sarah, what must be, must be. God, what will be. Yeah, just joking. God gave you your brain to think. Brain was meant to think. Brain was meant to put to work. That means your pressure bring the best out of you, because pressure, of course, what makes diamond diamond. Fire is what makes gold gold. If gold doesn't change its intrinsic value, even though it's in the ground, until you pass through pressure, it cannot be valued. So your brain must pass through pressure, thinking, permutating, calculating, strategically positioning. Don't tell me I'm too busy to do that. See, business is not productivity. Business is not progress. You have been chopping how many Christmas now? How far now? All those your plan. Why is it not a reality? You didn't write them down. You wrote them down. There was no strategic plan. There was no step by step. How do you want to achieve a building like this without no architectural plan, no structural plan, no nothing, nothing? You want to just stand there and be a house? No, I can assure you, when you build a 20-story building, just watch it to collapse. In fact, it's just a mortuary for people that will enter that place. So design your life. They're not design. We design it, we type it, we print it out, we look at it, say no, the same change, no, until we have a clearer, well-defined step by step, so that we don't just live our life to the government, to people, to neighbors, to auntie, and we bring going to church and say, God help me. If I go to church, I ask my plan, say, God, this is my plan. I don't ask God for things, I ask God for thoughts. They're not thoughts. I don't ask God for items, I ask God for ideas. They're not ideas. Not for things, not for items. No, those things will actually manifest, because money is a slave of value. Once you bring value, value is anything that is useful to someone else other than you. Whoever that find that thing useful will give you money in exchange. Even though you did not ask for money and you give them that thing for free, my brother, my star, value will always command its own return. And I'll use a practical example. If you go to a pastor and go to church and the man minister blesses your soul, and the man did not ask for offering, and you went home, when you're at home, you don't remember, oh, I did not drop anything. No. You carry fowl, carry yam, carry something, go back. Not just pastor. I've seen so many lecturers that do so many good. They teach the students, and they make sure they impact, they make sure they contribute. Students not they say, come meet me in office. Why didn't you do this? Do this, do this, do. Those we used to contribute money and do birthday for our teachers. Because we saw the intent of their heart that they actually want to our life to better, not just to come on the board, teach, and go back and collect salary and say, if they like, they don't know, they don't know, and have lecturers like that. They will not even come to them. They will give course rate notes. They will come and copy on the note. So 15 minutes later, you come and say, okay, you copy note today. You say, yes, sir. You say, bring back right test. Right quick. You ask us one nonsense question when not get direction, just to make sure all of us fail. You don't come and say, if you want to pass my course, 2,000 naira, meet the course rep. We'll start contributing money for that lecturer. And we're angry with ourselves. This lecturer, sometimes one time we plan, one carry cassava stick. If you would just say, we'll leave the man. We'll pity him because we know. You know, arrange the man. He can be arrange the man. You don't know. So what am I trying to say? Strategy means you must have a plan. So no plan. And when you have a plan, you need to know what to channel your energy to. Channel energy. Because everything sees energy. The world we see is energy. Of course, energy cannot be created nor destroyed. It can only be transformed from one form to another. So the energy generated matters a lot. Don't consume your energy. Don't waste it on things that doesn't improve your life. So learn to reserve your energy. Learn to reserve your resources for effective use. Write it down. You know, very important. Many times, God said to Israel, you will not need to fight this battle. Stand still and see the salvation of the Lord. Many times God said to the children of Israel, you don't need to fight this battle. Stand still and see the salvation. God knows maybe this time. He said, no worry. When I stand still, when I know what I go run am. And that's what it be. But some of us, every battle we won't go fight. Many times, God said to the children of Israel, you don't need to fight this battle. Come on, stand still and see the salvation of the Lord. Baba, if you hold your peace from small battle, quarreling, bitterness, you just hold your peace. God go run am for you. Because those things you want to put your energy, it doesn't affect your life, no livelihood. No, so hold your peace. Hold am. Anything that doesn't affect your life, like you hold am, then hold am. And stand still and see the work of the Lord. Many men no go beat their wife if they can hold their mouth. Hold am, tell them hold am. And say, God, fight my battle. They no go slap am. But the man talk most, he say, post, pass. If you do am wah, he say wah. You know, the man don't know say he don't lose for when they talk. He go use his hand and the energy when you get energy. But some kind women they beat men these days, so I don't understand. They will beat their husband for MP, they knock am, they say, sorry. I go marry woman who go they beat you. And you don't go market, you don't carry I go market. Don't marry your size, you don't marry your size. Now they beat you for house. I know one man for Barras Road, that's why they for Barras Road. They don't retire, so they do borehole. That time used to go and fetch water there. The woman will carry stick and keep, and the man will be there selling the water and bring the money and give the wife. If you don't sell, the woman will carry care of the man. Not the small thing. The man will say, "Water give us for Barras Road." I have a go there someone. And bro, why you go marry oversize? You know the cook should get size. So the man was not strategically thinking very well. Yes or yes? Yeah, woman wey big, tall, fat. You come dey small like a book. Why the guy no go beat you? If I go buy double game, give am make it flog you well. Make your brain get factory settings. You know get settings, you know they set well. Anyway, the last one for today. Okay, second to the last, or third to the last. Strategic goals and based on smart goals. When somebody say I'm strategic about it, I'm smart. What does it mean? I will share with you today. Very, very important. Write it down. You know, very, very important before we start defining it. That smart goals focus on the why. Strategic goals focus on the kingpin. Strategy, smart focus on the why. Strategy focus on the kingpin. The main thing. Kingpin, the main thing that just one thing you will do. Just focus on that one thing. Don't focus on the why. Why is that important? Why is it important we should do it? Why is it important we should take action? Why is it important? So smart focus on the why. The strategy focus on the kingpin. One thing. Okay, after knowing the full why, one thing can we do that will change the strategy, the trajectory of our financial life, the trajectory of our spiritual life, economic life. So smart focus on the why. Why is the goal important? The strategy focus on the kingpin. Targeting this one issue that matters a lot. This one issue. If I can fix this one issue, my life done better. Everything will fall in place. So let me give you something to write on. Just write it. Write it down. Smart goals. Write it like this. Smart goals are important and useful. Smart goals are important and useful, but only in the light of your why. Smart goals are important and useful, but only in the light of your why. So why do you want to be the company? Why do you want to be the team? Why is building people important? Why investing is important? Why is buying a car important? Why buying a land? Why help? So why are you doing what you are doing? Why do you choose entrepreneurship? Why do you choose business? Why not job? Why not this? Why not? So strategy, smart goals focus on smart goals are important and useful, but only in the light of your why. Full stop. So, okay, write down your note. Very important. Strategic goals. Strategic goals are kingpins. Strategic goals are kingpins that allows you to achieve. Strategic goals are kingpin that allows you to achieve strategic goals are kingpins that allow you to achieve it allows you to achieve in one move what will otherwise take many moves. Strategic goals are kingpins that allow you to achieve in one move what will otherwise take many moves. Strategic goals are kingpins that allows you to achieve achieve in one move. That allows you to achieve in one move what would otherwise take many moves. Strategic goals are key things that allow you to achieve in one move what would otherwise take many moves. So, what can you achieve in just one move? Targeting it than what we are taking to you know those snipers that the assassins normally use. Those guys are highly paid because they don't shoot more than once. They will spend 2 years, they will spend 1 year, they will spend 6 months, 3 months observing, studying the habit of whoever they're targeting. They will observe and learn this habit routine, know where he goes, know where he sits, following him everywhere, so that at the time they're targeting just one, they use it to kill high men of authority, men in power. They don't want to do two shoots, just one move. You achieve what you do. No. So these strategic goals are kingpins that allows you to achieve in one move what will otherwise take many moves. That when somebody says, I'm having a strategic, I'm thinking, what one thing can you focus on that once you can meet it, everything can be met? I already know for sure, Christ knew for sure, that if he spent time with just few number of men, the Bible recorded 12 disciples, although one was left, although they put one more, that they spent 3 years with these people, time with these people, that all the kingdom of God will expand, the gospel will expand. So he focused on this one thing of adding value to these people. He spent time with them, they observed him because they are social creatures, the way he talked, the way he healed people. So he just spent time. So somebody like Thomas Edison know that if I can just focus on bringing light on a bulb, my life don't change. The white bulb focus on if I just build, if I make a iron fly on the sky, aircraft, our life don't make. So we don't need many things, just one thing. I knew that if I can put up a mastermind team for myself, people that I can work with, board of directors, people I can work, my life don't steal because human beings are vectors, carriers of thought. The more human being carries your thought, the more impactful you are, the more valuable you are, the more influential you are. And that is so I don't want to do many things. I've been telling my friends, I don't have plan B, I only have one plan. And that plan is to build a community. Once I build a community, forget about the rest. That's what Apple use. Apple strategy, community, turn on community. That's what Facebook use. Span about community, turn on community. That's what every multi-billion-dollar company has been. Community, turn on community. Once you can build a community, forget about the rest. Forget about the rest. One of our great man of God from Christ Embassy just build a community. From that one now, he owns a bank to the called Parallels Bank. I hope you know that. Or you don't know. They own their own WhatsApp, their own social media platform. They own everything. They just one community, turn on community. Forget about the rest. The rest will fall into place. Just touching. I told you that man is a spirit. I keep saying this thing. Man is a spirit that lives in a body that has a mind. Turn on mind. That is it. So as food is to the body, so is the word of God to the spirit. So is knowledge to the mind. Turn on knowledge. Okay. Anybody will carry food, you go and look for them. They don't come looking for you. When hunger come, when you find food, you get the kind of hunger will hold you. You know if you hold this matter, your hand will check. If hunger never hold you like that, you never suffer. I mean hunger will hold you. So if you hold by your hand will check. Like the hunger don't slap you. Your body will vibrate. That kind of hunger. Even if you see madman, hopefully you go grab them. That's send. Have you not been tasted that you don't need the invitation for water? You know what is carry them. Now that way they come. So once somebody has a need for the word of God, my brother, and if you know feed them, you know the rest. Have you not been saying a man's spirit yearns for something to worship? You know worship God, go babalawo, you go find something there to worship. But you cannot rest. The spirit of a man cannot rest until he finds something to worship. They say your body cannot rest until you find food. The same thing your mind no feel rest until you find knowledge. And knowledge. Now so is it. So any of the industry where you focus on, my brother, money go for you. Like no ask for money. Just I no want money. Just the focus on the money will follow you. So that's kingpin. Turn on kingpin. Matters a lot. So strategic goals are kingpins that allows you to achieve in one move what would otherwise take many moves. Full stop. Identify what and why you want to achieve it. Okay. Identify what and why. Identify what, comma, why and how. Identify what, comma, why and how you want to achieve a specific goals. Identify what, comma, why and how you want to achieve a specific goals. So you must identify it. You must identify it. So let's do this. Very important. Life on levels. Very important. So I need to finally life on levels. Because if you don't live life on levels, I told you, men are in sizes, life is in phases. What did I say? You are not talking as if you mean it. All of someone who have thought past me I still thought past some people, I say, men I what? Life is in where? Ask me what is your levels? Most people don't even know. They don't even know their levels. Okay. See, I'm not joking to you. It was amazed one day I was talking in Abuja. So, and I asked a question to my audience. I said, do you know your purpose on earth? About 50 to 60 people. That time we used to have an office at, what they call this place again? Um, what they call this place? So, I've forgotten. Close to Apo Legislative Quarters, where the Block 4, where senators used to stay that time. They have these quarters that they allow people to come and say they put fence. So this Block 4. So I have an office there in Apo Legislative Quarters, close to Gudu. We used to go to Gudu Market to eat. So I was talking to about 60 people in my audience. I asked them a question. After going to Wazobia, making noise on radio, gather people. I said, which of you know your purpose in life? My brother, I was shocked. Nobody know purpose. The one with manage talk say, what God say, I will be, I will be. That I don't say, some people confused, don't be like. The confusion of food bucket. Say, how can a man come on earth? You don't know why in the year. You don't even know why they bring him. You don't even know, no direction, no future, no futureless. In fact, you are like I begin to go and see when the purpose of a thing is not known, abuse is what? Inevitable. Let me talk about levels. 10 are levels. The four most important levels you need to focus your thinking on. Very, very important. So life is in level. Level number one, spiritual levels. Spiritual levels. Spiritual level. So write it down. This includes your core beliefs. This includes your core beliefs. Comma. This includes your core beliefs about God. This includes your core beliefs about God, comma, yourself. This includes your core beliefs about God. This includes your core beliefs about God, comma, yourself, comma, your purpose, comma, your calling, comma, your assignment. This is your core beliefs about God, about yourself, about your purpose, about your calling, about your assignment on earth. This includes your core beliefs about God, about yourself, about your purpose, about your calling, about your assignment on earth, and your identity and your destiny. And your destiny. And your destiny. Full stop. So, the content of your character will emanate from your core beliefs. That is, the way you relate to people will come from your beliefs. I told you beliefs controls behavior. What did I say?
Beliefs control behavior.
Beliefs. So beliefs control behavior. Beliefs control behavior. You can never change a man's behavior. You change what he believes about himself, about God. Because everybody has a reason for doing. And sometimes people thief something. They're not even remorse. They say it's my own. Now it's for us. Why are we complaining? Now we get time. If you see when boy they thief from madam or sales girls, they say, madam increase the price now. Now me go so that so believe that what they're doing is right. Because something controls their behavior. That thing they do is a result of belief system. Turn on belief system. So you want to actually state strategic goals. Focus on what you believe about God. Have a clearer mental picture of who God is to you. Going to matter a lot. Who you think about yourself. Because why would somebody sell himself so small? Because he believes that I'm useless and worthless. So no need. I was in Enugu last weekend. I went to Enugu on Sunday. Thank you. So we drove back on Monday. So when me and Odobu, when we went to sleep in Rangers Avenue, was one hotel there, adjacent to Obi Cubana Club, Rangers Avenue, if I get to Presidential Road. So we see this Ashawo full road like this, Come now we shall say, oh boy, this thing see this now. But women don't look themselves finish. Put that peanut, peanut. We left the hotel around 4 a.m. Ashawo see the road 4 a.m. That people they don't carry for night, but they carry return back. I don't understand people. So your life, you don't look yourself and say, yeah, just what? I never understand. I don't get it. How can you look yourself faithfully and wonderfully made, a king, a kingdom, a CEO, a MD, go put a man of timber and carry a billionaire in dollars. He goes to say, of peanut. Not peanut. Wrong identity. It's not identity. So what happens is that you want to set a strategic thinking focus on what I call your spiritual levels. What really matters. In fact, something I wrote here on my notes. Very, very important. Spirituality is fundamentally what you believe at your core levels. Write it down. Spirituality is fundamentally what you believe at core levels. And core levels, I mean like yourself, your God. Spirituality is fundamentally what you believe at core levels of your life. I need to do this note. I know my time is up. Number 2, 4 things to focus on. Personal levels. Spiritual level, personal levels. Personal levels. Write it down. Personal levels include your physical and mental health. Personal levels include your physical and mental health, as well as your love, lifestyle, and family. Personal levels include your physical and mental health, as well as your love, lifestyle, and family. So set strategic goals about your love life with your wife, with your husband. Improve it. Set strategic goals about your family. Where you want to take your family to next year in terms of their mental health, their physical health. I say personal levels include your physical and mental health, as well as your love, lifestyle, and family. That is personal level. So you need to put strategic plan about it. Write it down. It might not be one day. In fact, it shouldn't be one day. It should be daily thing. So to visit it. Pick one point today. Say, okay, what am I going to talk about? My love life. Write it down. You even better you marry. Praise the Lord. Because now you never entered Boza. If you start now and plan. Yes or yes?
Yes.
Because you that fail to plan to fail. Right? You never enter. I used to tell people, I have prayed more when I was single than now I'm married. I prayed more. I used to go to all night every Wednesday and Friday at Jesus Redeemed Christian Church of God, Jesus House Parish in Bokiti Junction, Enugu. As I'm coming in, before we get to Unique, coming in from Obuyi Road. So I used to go there all night, every twice a week. I used to write that time, God, I don't want to make mistake at the junction of my marriage. Who to choose? Because if you make mistake, you don't enter. Now you will enter one broken to bracket to scatter. So now you never marry, all done good. Start now. The one man came to church that and talk about prayer bank. Turn up prayer bank. It's a deposit in your bank now that you're single. So when you go to the future, you can start withdraw. Turn on withdraw. So now withdrawal that they do now. Turn on withdrawal. So my prayer point now, now thank you. Turn on thank you. Yeah, because you know me, I need to pray for many things now. I just God give me life and give us life. Yes or yes? Forget about the minimum. The one we will do our hand run them. Turn on run them. So personal levels include your love, your lifestyle, and your family. Number 3, social levels. Social level. Social levels. Social levels include the quality of your impact on your society, the quality of your impact on your society, contribution to your world. So what do you want to use as a contribution to your world? Tell us. We want to know. You need to know. Social levels include the quality of your impact on your society. What impact do you want to create? What impact do you want to make? Write it down. Get plan. Get purpose. Think about time. So this includes the quality of your life. The social levels include the quality of your impact on your society, contribution to your world, and your improvement to your environment. Full stop. 3 things. Social levels include the quality of impact on your society, contribution to your world, and your improvement to your environment. The last one, but not the least, you need to focus on when you are setting this strategic. That's about strategic goals and about strategic thinking, how you can achieve your goals. So it's financial levels, financial levels, financial levels. So write it down. Very important. Financial levels includes your career, business, organization, and economic outcomes. So financial level includes your career, your business, your investment, and economic outcomes. So what are the big picture you are creating for your career? If you're a career person, you're a business person, your business, your organization, and economic outcomes. So your career, your financial levels include your career, your business, organization, investment, and economic outcomes. So what do you want to achieve? So start with the kingpin